Hi guys, welcome back to my St Pölten series, and I will be revealing to you whether or not I got promoted. I'm not going to delay in that, so let's have a look at the First Division table. There we have it. There we fucking have it. I am absolutely delighted. We managed to snatch promotion from the hands of Mattersburg on the very last day of the season. Now, I was going to livecom this. I had the tune set up, I got overexcited, it would have been a great video, but unfortunately the audio did fuck up and I haven't been able to deliver that. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just look at how we held on to the top of the Austrian First Division and secured promotion to the Bundesliga. So where we were left off then was that amazing 1-0 win against Mattersburg. That really set us up to be serious promotion contenders, and we backed that up with a 6-2 win against Kapfenberger. One of the best results of this save, surely. They were level on points with us at the time. They were one of the three teams who I mentioned at the end of the last video. So to get a 6-2 win at that stage of the season really did fuel our serious promotion challenge. What then followed was a winter break, which I wasn't actually aware of until that point. It ran from the end of November till the end of February, so I just played a few friendlies. And the first competitive game back in the First Division was a disappointing 0-0 against Austria Lustenau. It's just one of those games where, it's a bit of a bad day at the office. It wasn't a particularly poor performance, but just didn't get a good enough result. This match here against SV Horn was not as easy as it looked, I promise you that. First half, using my usual 4-2-3-1 formation, no highlights. And against a team like SV Horn, who at the time was struggling against relegation, was disappointing. So I decided to change it up, switch to the 4-4-1-1 at half time, and to devastating effect. 3 goals in the second half to set up a 3-0 win. A 1-1 draw against mid-table Altach followed, which wasn't a great result, to be honest. Took the lead fairly late on in the game. They equalised fairly late on in the game. So that's how that one went. Very disappointing to have taken the lead and then to throw it away like that. Fucking squeaky door. Then followed that up with a 2-0 win, comfortable 2-0 win really, against Pondorf, who were newly promoted. And then a 2-1 win against FC Liefering, who are a pretty good team. Sort of fell away a bit at that point, so it was still nice to get the win eventually. But it wasn't as difficult as it would have been earlier in the season. Now this game pissed me right off. No highlights in the first half, switch tactics, no highlights, 75th minute, Hartberg, who are struggling to fend off relegation, get a penalty, convert it, no more highlights. Now, when you're going for promotion, that is the biggest ball ache you can come across. Still, we won't dwell on the past. A nice 3-1 win against First Vienna, our rivals, just to further confine them to relegation really, and to further strengthen our promotion challenge. But then a very, very disappointing result. Look at that. 3-0 against Mattersburg, who at the time were, I believe, 7 points behind. Now if we'd have won that game, we'd have opened the gap to 10 points. We'd have stopped them right in their tracks and we'd have killed off any chance of them getting promotion. As it turned out, obviously, we had a very poor day at the office and they absolutely took us out. They just wanted it so much more. However, pretty good recovery from that. The following Monday, a 2-1 win against Kapfenberger, who also were in the mix at this point, but I think this game sort of killed off their title aspirations. They never really looked like as dangerous a team after that, looking at the other fixtures. They did fall by the wayside a bit. As you might have seen in the table, they did end up finishing third, a considerable distance behind ourselves and Mattersburg. But they did, however, win the cup. So I guess that goes to suggest that it was a winnable competition. If a team from our division has managed to win it, then that's a realistic shot at some silverware in the future, so that's encouraging, really. It depends on how seriously the top teams take the competition, of course. Back that up with a very narrow 3-2 victory against Austria Lustenau. Really just a grinding, battling victory, but we managed to pull it off. Winning when we're not even playing that well, that is the sign of a true champion, really, isn't it? However, yet another 1-1 draw against SCR Altach, who are becoming my worst nightmare. I think this game went in a similar way to how the last game against Altach went. Scored fairly late in the game, they equalised even later. Just shocking. An even more shocking result followed. A 1-0 defeat against SV Horn, who at this point were really tearing through the table. They managed to fend off relegation comfortably by this point and were looking upwards towards perhaps the top 5, top 4 maybe. So they were really on a mission, but we didn't create anything against them. They scored, I think it was straight from a cross or something, and yeah, really not a great result, not a great performance. But we recovered from that, and we managed to take out Parndorf 4-2. Yeah, the sort of result we should be expecting, really. But it was good to see that we delivered. 1-0 win against FC Liefering. Again, they're a hard team to beat still, but we managed to pull it off. We took the lead early on, and they threw everything at us, but despite that, we still managed to hold on. So that's very satisfying. Now, again, Hartberg, although they're a really bad team in the league, seem to raise their game when they play us. It was 1-1 going into the 80th or so minute. Got a late penalty, which is karma, some might say, for the game earlier. But yeah, late penalty, managed to win it, which was absolutely crucial. Kept our lead, which was only 1 point, actually, by this point. It was really close. It was only 1 point because when we lost against SV Horn, SV Mattersburg took full advantage. So they clawed the gap from 4 points down to just 1. And we followed that with a disappointing, really, 1-1 draw against our rivals, FC First Vienna, by far and away the worst team in the division. But we still couldn't put them away, which was really disappointing. And that was an opportunity then for Mattersburg to climb above us, and they duly took it. So they went 2 points clear going into the last game, which was a promotion showdown. And look at that, 4-3 to St Pölten. Now, it really wasn't as dramatic a game as it looked. They took the lead, and then we equalised, scored 3 more goals to make it 4-1 after about 60 minutes. They attempted a late rally, really. They got 2 goals back, but there just wasn't enough time left in the game, and we managed to take them out 4-3. So that is the end of a very satisfying season, a very satisfying period of fixtures, and what more can I say? I'll just show you some of the player stats. Only 4th and the joint 3rd actually in the top goal scorers. Yeah, it just sort of shows that we're not too reliant on one player. We've got a real team ethic about us, so just trying to take the positives. Look at that, 2nd and 3rd in the average rating standings. Couldn't quite catch Patrick Berger in the end, who at this level, as you can see, is an absolute beast. Dominik Hofbauer, Michael Ambitschel with the most, in 1st and 3rd and the most assists, 1st and joint 2nd. So yeah, those wingers, not only are they destroying things down the wing, they're also creating. They've just been a complete menace for every team in this division to face. Definitely my tips for player of the season. I reckon Ambitschel just edges it. Nothing to do with the fact that he got a hat-trick in the Mattersburg game that really mattered to win us the league. He's just been great all season, really. So that's that for this season. I'll come back at the start of next season. Should get a better wage budget than we've got at the moment, although our financial situation is pretty dire. so we're going to have to review that. Quite a few players who featured in the first team will unfortunately be leaving as they're out of contract. They've just demanded too much money for the financial stability of the club, really, so no can do, I'm afraid, for them. I'll be looking to replace them as effectively as I can. But yeah, that'll be it for this season. A great period of success at the start of the save is always a good way to kick it off. I'll see you at the start of next season anyway. I'll review the signings, if there have been any changes to the tactics. So that'll be it for now, guys. Bye for now.